Good morning. I'm Faye McCalmont, Director of Cultural Affairs here at Western New Mexico University in Silver City, and I'd like to welcome you all and thank you for joining us for this first virtual session of our Transcending Borders film and presentation series. I want to start by thanking our funders, New Mexico Humanities Council and the National Endowment for the Humanities. It's only because of their generosity, really, that we were able to produce this program. I also want to say that we will begin with a very short documentary film about our artisan, Demetrio Bautista Lazo, and then we will go live to his studio in Oaxaca, Mexico. First, I'd like to draw your attention to a very short audience survey that we would like you all to complete immediately following the presentation. There will be a live link in the chat box that you can click on and complete and submit. This link we're also going to put on our YouTube channel where the films are available and on our website and Facebook page. But it will help us a great deal if you complete this audience survey for us. So please do look for that link right after the presentation. So Demetrio Bautista Lazo is one of the most renowned present-day Zapotec weavers in Teotitlán. Like most of the younger weavers of the community, Demetrio grew up at his parents' knees weaving rugs using the popular aniline dyes of the 1960s and 70s. Weaving has been in his family for generations, and while he looks forward in his designs, he's always looking back generations for the rich hues and dyeing techniques of his ancestors. Demetrio was juried into our event called Fiesta Latina for the first time in 2019, and everyone loved his weavings, his rugs. They're absolutely fabulous. And of course, he was scheduled to return to our 2020 event, but that event was canceled because of COVID-19. And so we're very happy to be able to connect with him virtually for this presentation there in his studio in Oaxaca. And we will leave time at the end of the session at about 11:15 for you all to send us your questions in the chat box, and Demetrio will be happy to answer those questions. And so now let's go ahead and watch that very, very short documentary film. Thank you.
Outside of Oaxaca is the village of Teotitlán del Valle, famous for its rug weaving. We had booked several rooms at La Cupola, a charming B&B run by Demetrio Bautista Lazo and his wife Maribel. It is painted in desert colors, serving up comfortable beds and a sumptuous breakfast every morning. Demetrio, a master rug weaver, is a bit of a celebrity in this area, charming everyone with a quick smile and an infectious laugh. I was curious about the fact that most of the villagers in Teotitlán were also rug weavers. I sat down with Demetrio to ask him a few questions. There's a tremendous history of crafts in Oaxaca. Why did Teotitlán become the center of rug weaving?
I think people have the skill for it. They like it, because one of the things that about rug weaving is that you have to like it. Otherwise, it just won't happen.
Where did the traditional patterns come from in rug weaving?
The traditional patterns come from the runes that we have around here, like mainly from Mitla, Teotitlán, and Monte Albán also. So you can see on the rug patterns there are a lot of diamonds and also key patterns. So mainly they come from Mitla.
Your family have been rug weavers for several generations now.
I'm the third generation, but I believe that my father's father
Goes way back.
It was way back to that far.
Tell us about the process of rug weaving.
Everything starts from scratch. Like some of the wool, we get it from a town that is called Chichicapan. It's a town in west part of here. They do the hand carding and spinning for us. How they bring it, it's into a ball, and then we make it into a skein. We washed it to take the lanolin out, and then it's ready to dye with it.
What about the dyes? What are some of the plant matter used for the different colors?
We use cochineal for reds, which are bugs that grows on prickly pear cactus.
It's right there. See?
And also indigo. Indigo and cochineal are the two most important colors, and the most expensive also. And it's really interesting because when we dye with it, it's not a blue color. It's actually yellow-green color. And then when we dip the skin into the dye bath, I mean, still looks like a green color. Right. But then when we take it out and the air touches it, the air oxidizes it and change it into a beautiful blue color. It's like magic.
Yeah. Once you finish dyeing the wool, do you have to draw a pattern for the finished rug?
You don't know what pattern it's going to be when you're making the colors. After you dye with it, and then you decide about the design now.
So you don't know the pattern when you start, you just see where it goes?
Exactly.
Wow. That must take a lot of thought while you're doing it, because it's somewhat of a risk because you don't really know how the pattern's going to end up.
First I do my sketch, my drawings. Depends if it's a geometrical pattern or a pattern that it will have curves. Patterns with curves are the most intricate or hard to make.
So how do the patterns of the rugs represent the people of Oaxaca?
It does represent the whole state, because you can see into the crafts. It will be the same motif as we're using on the rugs and as it's used on the pottery, and even the food. It's what represent all the soul of Oaxaca. And when people from other countries come to Oaxaca, they love it, because Oaxaca, it's a real part of Mexico.
It must be satisfying when someone buys one of your rugs and you know that it's a part of you.
A lady from LA came here to visit, and she said, "That's exactly what I want." And it was not even finished. She wrote me a check. And I said, "I don't know. This rug, I want to keep it. But at the same time, I need the money." So what you gonna do there?
You can't refuse.
You can't refuse. So they said, "Oh, you can always make another one. You don't have the time. We don't even have vacations."
No?
No.
To me, every day's a vacation.
Okay, so what we do here in my workshop, as you saw in the video, we mainly work with natural dyes, and I really love to do that because natural dyes is something that really gives us a lot. Not only colors. I mean, it gives us also life, because when we go up into the mountains and to bring moss, flowers, twigs, all kinds of stuff that I really like to go to gather. So one of the main colors that I really like to use, actually there are two, which is cochineal, which is a little bug that grows on prickly pear cactus. These bugs, they really love the cactus, because they could stay on the cactus for all their life until they kill the cactus, and they also die. So the bugs that we use are here. Look, this is the prickly pear cactus, and this is these are the bugs. Let me pick one. Most of these bugs are female. So the males show up every 3 months, fertilize all the females, have fun for 5 days, and then dies. But look what we got here. This bug's watch here, my hands. So it was alive. So this what you see here, it's not blood. It's actually the color that their intestine produce while sucking the juice of the cactus. They switch this into carminic acid. So that's why you see the color, the red color. Okay. Watch what we do with this. I really like this part because combining acid and base, we can get so many different shades of red colors. In total, 180 shades of red colors. Look at this. Did you see that orange red color? It switches. And then I have baking soda. This is baking soda. So you can tell now how the color switched to more like a purple or magenta. So just combining these two, and I can get so many different shades. But also there's another alkaline that I really like, which is limestone. With limestone, I can even get stronger, I'll say purple colors. And combining it with indigo, oh my God, I can get so many shades. So that's why I like natural dyes, because I can get so many different shades. So these bugs, once they brush them off from the cactus, they put them in warm water to drown them. And then after that, they put them in the sunlight to dry them. And this is the look when they dry. So this is when we put it here on the metate. You know, metate, it's a grinder. The best way to grind cochineal, it's on metate, it's stone on stone. Somehow cochineal, it's very pH sensitive. So if we use a blender, you know, the blades or the heat can switch the pH, and we cannot get a beautiful bright red color if we use a blender. So it's much better to use I'll say stone on stone. So this is the way to do this. Once we have the cochineal ground, you know, we mix it in water. So this is a really nice sample of how to use cochineal. Look. So it looks like I'm mixing a beverage. So look, this is lime juice. So we add lime juice into the water, and cochineal powder. So look, maybe you can tell how the pH switched to sort of like a, how to say, red to orange. So that's beautiful and it's magical. And again, I will add baking soda. So this will go back to almost to the same color that we start, but leaving it, how to say, in water, it will be a little bit darker after a couple hours. So this is how we get a magical cochineal. And you know, color, it's very important in our lives. Maybe you guys have a favorite color. My is, well, cochineal, it's one of them, but I really love blue color. So we'll show you some rugs later and you can see all the different shades of the reds and blue colors on the rugs. Of course, with the other plants also. So the next color is indigo. Indigo comes from a plant. You know, indigo, we get it from the isthmus, at the isthmus here in Oaxaca. Everything what I use, it's local. So this is indigo. Indigo, it comes from a plant. You know, the process of producing indigo, it's, how to say, it's very labor intense. That, you know, the process might take a couple days before they get it into this ball. because they have to ferment it and then oxidize it, and then you know, at the end, this is what they get. But after probably like 4 days of working pretty hard, because once they cut the plant, you know, they take this into a huge tank, and in the first tank they ferment it, and then they drain the water into a second tank, where they start sort of like shaking or beating the water to introduce oxygen into the water. They do that for about 5 hours, you know, without stopping, and the next day they do the same thing, and then once it's done, once house has enough air oxidation, they let it sit, and at the bottom, this is what they collect. I really like it because it's another magical thing. Because when we dye with it, you know, it looks green. The color looks green, but then when we take it out and the air touches the yarn, the air oxidizes it and switch it into a beautiful blue color. So for shades of blue, you can see a few of them that I have here. So these are shades of blue colors. And greens, you know, I'll tell you how I get the greens. So I can get probably like 25 shades of blue colors in total, which is a lot of shades of blue. And another favorite, or something that it's challenging, it's this moss, or lichen. This, I really like it. When I go and gather this up into the mountains, I have to climb trees, but it's fun. I still can. So so this I got a beautiful terracottas with it, but in December I can get this orangey color from this lichen. It's amazing. And also another dye to get yellows. It's this plant right here, which is, I call it the wild chamomile. Actually comes in, into the sweet marigold family. And I really love the, the yellow I got with it, which is this one right here. You know, there's so many yellow colors in this world. I mean, we use also marigolds, and another amazing, dye is the pomegranate. Pomegranate actually gives me a golden yellow color, which is beautiful. I don't have to do anything to it. I just put it in water, cook it as a tea, and this is the yellow, the golden yellow I get with it. It's beautiful. So I really, enjoy working with this. And there's a vine that's called Huizache. So this is Huizache. Huizache, I can get it all year round. It's, like I said, it's a vine. It grows everywhere. It's a weed, actually. And this is what I got my black from. Can you reach me black? Yes. Gracias. So this is the black that I got with this thing, which is wonderful. It's amazing to get black out of these things. And also we use pecan shells, pecan leaves, and we use the barks, the husk, to get shades of brown colors. And I really, surprised, because Sometimes when if I can't collect Versace to make the black, I dye first the pecan leaves to get a dark brown, and then I dip it into indigo many times, and that's how I'll get I'll say another way to get black color, which is more expensive because indigo is very expensive. Indigo and cochineal are the only two dyes that I spend a lot of money for it. And the last color that I want to show you, it comes from this wood, which is called Brazil wood. So this how say wood, actually just chopping it and putting all these shavings into how say hot water, I can get a really beautiful red color. Only one color. I can't how say get other colors. Just red. It's not like cochineal. You know, cochineal we can change the pH, but not this one. This one, only one red color, which is beautiful also. So this is I'll say what I have for the dyes, and now if you I'll say the camera manager or can put the video of the lady who is spinning.
Muere el sol en los montes con la luz que agoniza, pues la vida en su prisa nos conduce a morir. Pero no importa saber que voy a tener el mismo final.
Okay, now that video it comes from I call them my ladies from Chichicapan. That's the town where they do the hand carding and spinning for us, because it really will take forever if we do the hand carding and spinning, and plus weaving. It will, you know, it's a tremendous work. So thanks God for these ladies that they really do a great job by spinning all our wool, which we feel very blessed because of them. And you know, we can be able to produce so many different how say rugs and patterns and colors because of them. Most of my wool right now comes from them, but I do get some help with wool from different mills in the state of Mexico, because sometimes people, you know, they don't want to spend a lot of money for how say a hand spun wool, and they want something less expensive. So I want to show you my loom. You know, my loom. I really love to work with this hand spun that these people produce. Come with me. Look. This is my loom. Right here. So you can tell, look how many bobbins we have here. So what is it? So this is actually how I spend my day.
Oh, here's what I wanted to show you. This view. Look at all the bobbins.
To make a good rug, we have to beat this hard. So this rug will take me probably about 3 months before I finish it. I want you to see the pattern that I'm going to move all the bobbins. So look at the pattern. This is a very traditional pattern from our town. This pattern was carved on the ruins that we have here in our town. So I'm really proud of making something like this and this fine. You can see all the curves that I'm working on this rug. And all these colors are the natural shades of wool that I collect from the ladies from Chichicapan, my spinners. So this is how we end with the wool that they produce for us. And I want to also show you, I'll say I have 2 dye pots working, and we're going to do a demo of cochineal and indigo. Okay, so if you want to come with me. I'm coming. Okay, we're here. This is cochineal. This is cochineal that I'm gonna put here in my water, which is it's simmering, which is fine. Look at the cochineal. Okay, once we have the cochineal there, so looks beautiful. Look. Okay, and this is lime juice. We have to squeeze so many, I'll say, limes. So look. Pásame el mismo. Okay, so now this is the wool from Chichicapan, all handspun. Goes here. This wool, it's already mordant. The mordant I use basically the base is alum, cream of tartar, and the acid it's the lime juice. So those three, I'll say, work really good together. Look. Look at the color. It's very beautiful. Now, this is my indigo dye pot. Look on top. So this indigo dye pot, I have it, I'll say forever. I never change the water because I just keep using it and using it and using it again, which I really love. So these two dyes, I really love it, especially the blue. They're gonna bring me a yarn, a white yarn. So, okay, so this is the yarn that we're gonna use for indigo. So we're gonna use on the other side of the stick, so we don't contaminate the water here. Because if we put some lime juice, can you tell? You can tell how say your camera, the color looks like it's a greenish yellow color. So a lot of people say don't stir your indigo, but I do a little bit, you know, it doesn't damage it. So look there, it's beautiful green. And then look, as we take it out, the air will start oxidizing it, and the air will switch this into a blue color. So you can tell the changing color. ¿Se ve? So this is only one deep. We can do more deeps, and this will get darker and darker and darker. So until we get to a navy blue color. Like I mentioned before, if I have a brown color and I keep deepening it, I will reach to black color. So see? So we'll just let it sit here. So that will oxidize in that color. So going back to the cochineal, this one has to be here at least for 40 minutes to reach all its strength. Look, woo, beautiful red. I love it. So, what do you think? Come on. Vamos a ver los tapetes. Okay, do you have any questions? So,
Demetrius,
please.
we
Yes.
have a question from someone who purchased a wonderful green rug from you in 2019 at Fiesta Latina, and they're wondering how you capture that rich green.
Oh, the rich green. Okay, it's a combination of indigo with how say the wild chamomile. So it was like maybe like this one right here. So that's a combination of wild chamomile and indigo. So that's how we get the rich green color.
Okay, and someone is asking, is the indigo pot cold water?
It's warm. It's about 70 Celsius. You know, something that your hands can touch and you don't get how say burn.
So the cochineal pot was actually kind of bubbling, so that's much hotter.
That one has to how say really boil for about you know, the water needs to reach simmering first, and we add the powder of cochineal, and then we how say rise the flaming until it start boiling. So it's okay to do it like that. So that's how we reach how say that beautiful red color, which is, you know, like this. This is a beautiful rug, you know, all cochineal. By the way, all the people who is watching this, you can purchase our rugs.
Yes. Also, we have someone asking, how do you actually make the indigo bath?
Okay. First of all, we grind the indigo, and then we have the powder. We don't mix the indigo straight with the water. We have to do like a paste. We put, I would say, a tablespoon of baking soda together with the indigo, and then we add some water, probably about half of a cup of water. So we stir to make the paste, and then after that, you know, we can either add some reducers. I do it with limestone, but the limestone that it's already how say not the rich limestone, limestone that it's how say, we call it cal muerta in Spanish. So I don't know how can I explain to you that in English, cal muerta. So that's the reducer, and that's what it helps it indigo to react.
Okay, and is the cochineal powder just totally the ground up insects, or is there anything else in that?
No, it's just cochineal. There's nothing else. Oh, lime juice. Lime juice, and you remember that I said it was the wool was mordanted with alum, cream of tartar, and the acid. It's the lime juice. Wool especially loves acid. You know, as much acid you can put in wool, it's fine. But alkaline, you have to be careful. You know, like I get these sort of like magentas. I do it with how say after I dye, let's say a strong red color. And after that, I have another pot, which is now just enough, I'll say, heat, about 60 Celsius or 50 Celsius. So I can add maybe a cup of baking soda or limestone. and I can leave it in the water, not for so long, because if we leave it in the, in the pot with alkaline for a long time, the wool gets very brittle and it will be easy to break, and we don't want that to happen. With cotton, no problem, because cotton is stronger. But I don't work so much with cotton. I work more with wool. Yes. So look at this indigo rug.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so any other questions?
Someone's asking, is each skein a slightly different color, or can you easily replicate an exact color match?
You know, that's the beautiful thing about natural dye, is that nothing, could be, you know, a skein could be very close. So that's why in my dye studio, I have giant pots, huge ones, that I have to dye enough for a large rug. So I'll have, enough for a big rug. So I probably dye about 20 skeins at a time for one color. So I have, consistency in a large rug. And yes, each time, even if you have the recipe written down, it will never be the same, because, you know, we have 4 seasons in a year. So, and each time the carminic acid that cochineal has, in each season, it's different. Sometimes it reaches to 19 to 21% of carminic acid. So, and some other times when it's very dry, it doesn't reach, that much, carminic acid. So, yes.
Okay, and Jason, could you please unmute Ann Headland? She's our evaluator for the program, and she has a question for Demetrio.
All right, and you're unmuted now.
Hi, Demetrio.
Hi.
Ann in Silver City. I have an interest in the culture history of your town. And obviously, each generation has their own experiences as you go back in time. Can you talk a little bit about how your father's and your grandfather's lives were either the same or different from you, and how weaving has had an impact through the village through time?
Okay.
I know that's a big question. Take your time.
No. I actually, I have answered that kind of question before. You know, natural dyes has been in our area for so long, but in the 1930s, natural dyes was lost. My grandfather, my father started learning how to dye with synthetic dyes, with aniline dyes. And it was a time that, you know, a lot of people were trading rugs around here, and the value of the rug wasn't as much as it is now. Although today's, I will say 10% of the people here uses natural dyes, and the rest, they use chemical dyes. So my parents, actually, I grew up learning with my father how to use synthetic dyes. Until about 26 years ago, I started switching to natural dyes. But, you know, my father, he was an incredible weaver. I mean, his weaving was amazing. He taught me all that I know what to do on the looms. So yes, it has an effect of by using natural dyes, because when I started, we were probably 3 young guys who didn't know where to go or how to do natural dyes. So, so we had to learn from scratch a little bit and then find out from different people a little bit of their recipes. So,
Thank you. I'm also interested, I lived in Teotitlan in 1972.
Wow, I was born in that year.
You were born then, that's great. So I'm sure the town has changed so dramatically over that time. And
yes.
can you talk about how people's lives have changed? You know, there was hardly a store in town back then. There were many people weaving and there were people selling out of their homes, but there was no place to buy groceries, for instance. The school was very small. I'm sure you've heard from your parents what the old days were like. Can you talk about the history of the village a little?
Well, yes, Teotitlan it has changing. It has changing for good. Thanks God. You know, the demand on the rugs has been so much in all over the world, and I mean, didn't expect this because suddenly, you know, tourism started coming, and that switched completely everything for good. Because you know, I can see how I was growing up with my parents that the poverty or I mean, we were very poor, and there was not much how say uh, weavings, but today's, oh my God, it's the weaving. It's something that we depend on today's. So yes, and it has brought, you know, so many changes into our lives. I mean, my kids today's they go to school. Actually, one of my daughters was helping me with the camera. She has a degree. She's a physical therapist. So, which before we didn't have, how say, those, we didn't have enough sources to go to the city to go to school. I mean, because the loom was waiting for us.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I have one other question, and
Yes.
that is about, you've referred to the women several times, the women that spin for you in the other village, for instance. I remember when the women were spinning, or at least they were winding the bobbins for the men weavers back in the 70s. Can you talk a little about the role that women, aside from your daughter, who's great filming you right now, tell us about the women's roles and the division of labor between men and women and kids and how they enter into it.
Okay, you know, the role of the women's before, it was making, well, some of them they were spinners. In 1972, there were still a lot of people who were doing the hand carding and spinning. But you know, the mills that they were from the state of Mexico start getting, I'll say, here in Teotitlan, and they stop, I'll say, doing the hand carding and spinning. And that time when they start now winding all this, I'll say, sort of like cones that these guys were bringing here, and they were using these wheels, you know, to just to wind it and make it into a skein and help dye it, and then also making a lot of bobbins for their husbands so they can work. I think women's house job in this village has been very important because, you know, it's a team working. The men, the woman, and the man working together. I saw that in, you know, with my father and my mother. So they were really good teammates working together, and I'll say taking care of many kids. We were 5.
Thank you again.
Demetrio, we have another process question. Do you ever use a cotton warp? And if so, where does that cotton come from?
Okay, today's our warp, it's not 100% wool because we wanted to have a warp that they will last for a long time. So now it's mixed. It has about 70% cotton, has 10% wool, and it has 5% of nylon. Why the nylon? Because of the strength. I mean, the way that we tension the warp, it's so tight that you listen. You know how I was beating my loom. So we have the the tension very strong. So yes.
And so where do you get the cotton for that?
Oh, that, okay, it comes from the state of Mexico.
It does, okay. And also, do you have other weavers who work under your direction in your studio?
Yes, we are a big family. I don't, I don't call them my weavers, but there are people who are helping us making, a lot of these rugs. May I do? I can't make all. I can't make them all, but yes. Actually, on the tag that we gave when we sell a rug, we put the name of the person who wrote the rug. So, yes.
And are any of your children following in your footsteps?
Yes, they are. But like I said, today they have the chance to go to school, so they don't have a lot of time to work on this because especially today's at this pandemic, they are sitting on a computer all day taking classes. But yes, they help me and they know all what I do.
And someone is asking if there are any women weavers in the village.
Yes, there are. There are many of them.
Okay, and then can you tell us a little bit about how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected your culture there and your village?
Well, it really has affected so much. Why I say so much? Because we still have a lot of people who don't understand why this has happened. They call it, no, that's the government issue. They're inventing this. It doesn't exist. And unfortunately, a lot of old people passed away, like 68 people almost passed away this last couple months. So, but today it seems like it's slow, but economically it affects a lot. That we are actually, a lot of the people here are start growing corn, lettuces, and all the things just to survive because there's no tourists.
Okay, well, someone is saying thank you for your time, and where did you acquire your fine English?
It's because of you people. I actually, you know why we speak, so good English? Because we speak a dialect. Our Zapotec, it's a sound language. So we're used to sound language, but if you ask me to write English, I will confuse you.
Right. Now, someone's asking if you can tell us about the symbols in your rugs there.
Okay. The diamonds, these diamonds are the stars. Zapotec people were astronomers, and they were working most of the time with stars. So this beautiful blue rug, it's over here. So this one, these are the stars from the sky, and this is the sky. And these are, we call them candles right here. So candles light up, our way of life. And this, everything, it's the universe right here. And the key patterns, or the caracol, which is over here. This one, it's a symbol of life right here. So the diamond again, and the star. And this key pattern right here, which means wind and cloud, you know, cloud and wind brings the rain, and that's a symbol of life. So, and then the pattern that I'm working on the loom, that's another caracol pattern, which is another symbol of life, just like this beautiful, see, can you tell? This is this snail.
Mm.
So yeah, most of the patterns means the, it's life and death, you know, or wind and rain. Everything is a symbol of life. So those are the symbols of the patterns that we have.
Demetrio, do you have one of your your trees with birds? It looks like you have one of those rugs there behind you. Could you hold that one up? When you were here at Fiesta, I know that was a very, I think it might be on the, yes, it's such an amazing design. Wow, that's incredible. And I think you told me that these are all based on birds in your area?
Yes. Yes. They're all local birds.
How long did that particular rug take you to weave?
Usually this kind of pattern takes about 4 months. Do you see all the details of the little wings and the birds? No, that's it.
That's amazing. Now the one that's on the floor there looks like it's the natural, right, kind of behind you on the floor. Looks like it's the natural. Those are natural wool. The natural wool, correct?
It's a little bit. It's a little bit mixed. ¿Sabes qué? Ahí en el cuarto hay unos los traes, son de estos colores. Ahí están colgados las dianas y atrás de.
Oh, that's a very, very large one.
Ahí están, así atrás. So all the natural shade of wool that you are looking at on this rug comes from Chichicapan. I love it.
It's beautiful. And then you said there is some dyed wool in there too. Is that the light kind of orangey, pink?
Yeah, this color right here, this was dyed with pecan shells. And this brown, dark brown, it was dyed with pecan leaves. So those are the two colors that this rug has.
Can you tell us what size that rug is?
This is a 6.5 by 10.
Okay, and there's a question here from someone who wants to know, do you sell your rugs through export or do you sell only in Oaxaca and Teotitlán?
I only sell here, but we can ship everywhere. No problem for that.
Okay, and how can people get a hold of you if they're interested in purchasing an item?
Okay, my email is demetrio@teotitlan.com. And my cell phone number, it's 951-209-0899. They can text me and I can send them photos. Look, this is 100% Chichicapan wool.
That looks like the one I purchased last year when you were at Fiesta.
Yes, it's a little bit different, just a little, but the same pattern. Yes.
Yeah, but the beautiful natural wool is lovely.
Yes.
Okay, someone is asking, have you gotten design ideas or weaving techniques from weavers in other countries?
No. No. We basically Zapo textile. Like this is another, this is so beautiful.
They're all beautiful, Demetrio. Okay, does anyone else have any other questions for Demetrio? Or Demetrio, do you have anything else you'd like to wrap up with?
Well, you know, today's really need your help to keep all the I'll say the weavers busy. As you can tell, we have a great selection now. So if you can help us, you have my email. You can email me, and we can set up. I'll ship you the rugs.
Okay, and of course, next year we look forward to having you at Fiesta Latina on the Western New Mexico University campus in Silver City, June 18th through the 20th.